Grips got you blinded, 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 blinded.
back it up, baby. Is it hot in this place, or is it just you? I think I know your name. Give me a clue.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Show and Tell Live, brought to you today by the letter Q, and also brought to you by the number 8.5. Don't ask questions, 8.5. Thank you for tuning in to what is hopefully another great episode of Show and Tell Live. It's been an exciting week for everyone. I have nothing to base that on, I just assume it's true. But of course we can't do it alone. I'm Dom, and why don't we introduce the rest of the cast? First up we have Alex.
Heyo, that's me, I'm Alex. I'm the tall one, but you can't tell.
A title you hope to one day reclaim. Next up we have Max.
Heyo, I'm expecting evidence-based proof to show that it is an exciting week for everyone.
Max, always the scholastic one among us. Next we have Dan.
Yo, hey, did you know that cucumbers are 98% water? You learn something every day.
Again, unproven. And then finally, Steve.
Hi everyone, today I will be competing with Alex for the tallest person, and here is my saw.
Well, I have quite the competition for everyone today. Only you can decide who the tallest among us are. But let's go ahead and jump right into some games, shall we?
I do want to banter real quick and say,
right.
I love the response to a fun fact being, you can't prove that.
So
did you know cucumbers are 98% water? You can't prove that.
back when I was a much shittier person, and it's true. We were all there, right? I used to shut down people's arguments by going, like, they would just be like yelling at me or saying something, and I'd be like, okay, well, what's your hypothesis? And then they would say like whatever it was, and I go, great, you can't prove a hypothesis by the nature of science, and walk away because like definitionally you can't. You can only disprove hypothesis. I don't know. So
look at this a-hole.
I know. I think I'm in a better place since then, honestly, truly. All right, let's go ahead and jump into a game so we can all redeem ourselves from our past versions of ourselves. This game we're gonna play is Conspiracy. Ooh. Dan, we gotta get an X-Files soundtrack in here so that whenever I say conspiracy, we can do like or work for you.
Does the merch board not function like that?
I suppose it's
already an alien on it.
It's a valid point. So what we are going to need from the chat is we are going to need a made-up conspiracy. So none of those real conspiracies. We all know that they're true anyways. We need a new conspiracy.
Stop telling us about the birds. We know.
We know.
We're very pro-bird.
Whoa. Speak for yourself. I am not pro-bird.
I'm also not pro-bird, if I had to be honest. I distrust birds. If you were a dinosaur, would you choose to become a bird? I don't think so. They know something we don't. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, the question is, would you give up being a giant, like, death lizard for the power of flight? Because that's kind of what they traded.
No, not at all.
Guys,
look, we got a goddamn bird in the chat. Damn it, badass.
I thought you guys said we were famous.
One PM. Thanks so
This
much for
person
stopping by.
says we can become famous.
Oh, I love it.
Ooh.
Let's see. Yes, this is good. Our conspiracy is fingerprints are actually all the same. Who's starting? Go for it, Dan.
All right. So why would you tell me that my fingers are any different than everybody else's? Look, you know what I think? I think all other surfaces actually are just different than all other surfaces. You can make two tables that are exactly the same, but there are fingerprints that can be kept on them? No, that's just the manufacturer putting my DNA that the government already has onto that furniture. So when you find my fingerprints at your crime scene, those were already put there by the government, man. Come on, think about it. Ugh.
You know what's really crazy is like when you think about crime scenes, like the fact that the scene is there means you already know what happened. So why are they always covering up how crimes are supposedly not known about? Like, you found out that the crime happened there, so why don't you just arrest people already? And that's because they want to keep killers out there, because they want to keep the population down. Yeah, that's right. The more that they have crime scenes investigated going on, the less time they're actually putting away the people who are messing up society. Think about it.
So, you know why they call it a crime scene? It's because it's a scene from a movie. I know for a fact that Stanley Kubrick is not actually dead. He is actually just pretending to commit all the crimes out there so that he can frame every shot for a long, expansive movie covering the entire history of humanity. And he's the real reason that there's always crime scenes everywhere. They gotta put covers on it and cover it all up because it's all intellectual property at this point. But Kubrick doesn't want you to know that. So think about it.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit contains no animation. That's right. All of the animated people that you see in Who Framed Roger Rabbits are actual beings. They are living, breathing. If you think about the time that movie was made, and when the kind of animation technology, they simply did not have the animation to be able to do that. And you can see that if you look closely, the people who are interacting with the animated people in Who Framed Roger Rabbits actually are reacting to what is happening in front of them. You can see the glow on their face of the glowing animated being that exists in our planet. There are animated people out there, and they deserve respect. Think about that.
Have you ever seen the movie Cool World? It's like a less popular Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But why is it less popular? It's because all the beings that Max was describing are also real in this movie, but they didn't have as good of agents as the people from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's what I'm saying. So not only was there favoritism in the animated community, these animated Americans were not even given equal treatment and not even given the same top billing. Now, I guarantee you most of you have never even seen or heard of the movie Cool World, but I dare you to sit through it and not understand that these people were not only treated so poorly, they don't even connect. People in that movie have a hard time even understanding where they are, because when you're not treated well, that animated Americans start to phase out of existence. Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
And think about it.
Great. There's like a really special group of movies that are in that kind of like subset. There's because there's Cool World, which is horrible. It's got Brad Pitt. It's basically like low budget Who Framed Roger Rabbit. There's another one that's more claymation-y. It's a mix of like Beetlejuice and claymation, and it's called what is it? It's called Monkey Bone. Have you ever heard of the movie Monkey Bone? It's got Brendan Fraser in it, and he gets possessed by a monkey that he's the cartoonist of, and this monkey is a horrible like bad cartoon character, and he just takes over his body and does horrible things, and he fills up monkey dolls with like obnoxious fart gas and poisons people. Anyways, I used to watch a lot of weird movies.
Yeah.
Look out for deadly fart monkeys.
Erroneous has the perfect emote for that game. It's tapping their head going, think about it.
Sometimes you gotta tap your own bread.
Tapping your bread is also something that's important to do. You tap it, and if it's hollow, or it sounds hollow, then that means that it's well baked.
And thank you, Macaroni and Brie, for those 100 bits.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks for the boots.
I feel like at this point we should just make a soundboard and be like, thank you, Macaroni and Brie.
Wow, I really blew two people's mind. I blew Uh-Oh's mind by referencing Cool World, and I blew Crabstar's mind by referencing Monkey Bone.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to join my obscure movie fan club, let me know.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
We'll do fun
Where you and
screenings.
Uh-Oh talk about how you've seen the same movies.
That's
True.
it. Yeah.
It's true. That's all it is.
People would be down. People absolutely would be down for that.
I mean, there is a club in Philly called the Philharmonic Film Society or Psychotronic Film Society. It's
Yeah, I have
super
heard of
cool. Super
Can you
cool.
prove
They-
that?
It's
Yeah,
so
I can.
weird.
They just show really obscure movies. I'm talking like obscure, like, you know, semi-stop motion Turkish films that were released during a war that they no longer talk about kind of films. All in black and white usually. I've been a couple of times. I went enough times to get the membership pin, so I'm officially a member. But I haven't been back in a while since then. But I'd love to go back and see what kind of films they're cooking up
So
now.
out of the 4 cults, which number is that? The third?
Well, I don't count cults that other people have started as official cults. It's really got to be ones I started.
Yeah,
to
no
make the
one
list.
makes official cults except for me.
Except for me.
So I've actually been to this club once, and I believe they usually do horror movies. So like before they like show the movie, they like get up and the person who recommended it gets up and is like gets a disclaimer for the movie. And the one that I went, the guy just gets up there and he's like, yeah, there's nothing really bad about this movie at all. The worst thing you could say is that it's yucky. And I was like, what are you talking about? And if there was one thing to describe that movie, it was yucky. Like, it's literally exactly what Dom was talking about. It was like a Czechoslovakian film mixed with like Marquis de Sade, like the sadist guy. And it's just like ridiculous. And in between scenes, to cut between scenes, they have stop motion, like claymation body part, like tongues just crawling around. And there's one scene in particular that I remember. There's like, they leave a bar. So there's just a beer glass, like a big beer stein on the table. And these tongues just come in and just lick the whole thing. And I was like,
Yeah, that's
That was
yucky.
yucky.
very yucky.
No, I mean, one of the ones I went to was, it was like, what if global warming, but from like an early 1960s Japan's perspective of what they thought it was going to be. So it's just a lot more volcanoes than they anticipated. Yeah, it was more volcanoes than I think are accurate to this day. At least I hope. And then like another time I went, and it was about a guy who grew up in an Australian apartment who never left the apartment, and he wasn't educated. So it's this like grown man discovering downtown like 90s Australia, which is actually pretty heartwarming, but also
Like an Australian Truman Show kind of thing.
yeah, like an Australian Truman Show, but if it was more like more akin to like Jungle Book or Tarzan character as opposed to someone who'd been pampered their whole life. It's fascinating.
Georgia the Jungle.
Yeah, very Georgia. Also, isn't that also another Brendan
Fraser
Fraser
movie.
movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I watched it a ton as a kid.
Full circle.
Full circle. Speaking of circles, let's play a game. I don't know what that transition was.
Another classic Dom transition.
Another classic Dom transition. Heyo. One day Dan's gonna build me these beautiful wipe animations. Another transition. We're gonna play genre storytelling. So this is a story that's gonna be completely made up on the spot based on genres that you give us. So what we're gonna need from the chat is we're gonna need a list of genres for our lovely contestants here to tell a story from. A genre is any type of theming that a movie might have. Something like Western or rom-com, pretty much anything. Last time we had some really good ones. We had Shakespearean tragedy, campfire ghost story, sitcom,
True crime.
and
Cult-
true crime.
A cult home video? Oh my god.
Like found footage type of thing.
No. I think it's like the induction video to like a cult.
Welcome to your new life.
Let's see. There's some good ones in here. There are some good ones in here.
I would love to see like an old like fast food training style video, but as an introduction to a cult, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Like, I want to see the SpongeBob episode that's like an intro to a cult,
Yes.
you know?
Oh,
Yeah. That's like
SpongeBob is in and of itself a cult.
I think the training video is my favorite SpongeBob episode, tied
It's
only
so
with
good.
probably Pretty Patties.
Hey,
to be
y'all
honest.
off. How you doing?
y'all.
I really like the reef blower. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Oh.
That's a classic.
Look at all the friends that are here. So many friends.
Hi, friends.
I love Toonwit's genre of that thing Gollum does in Lord of the Rings. That's my favorite genre.
Yeah.
Oh, slam poetry. Yes, Gollum does slam poetry. Are you talking about when he has like a riddle off with Frodo? Or yeah, with Frodo.
No, I think those are two separate
Or
thoughts.
no, that's with Bilbo. That's with Bilbo.
Oh my god.
I think those are two separate thoughts.
Man.
but He's
Yeah.
just Gollum doing slam poetry.
Just, the genre is just Gollum.
I like
All right, I think I've gotten our suggestions.
what?
Okie dokie then. Chat. While I'm assigning genres, what we're going to need is from you guys. We are going to need the name of the story we're about to tell. So go ahead and put. I like to put adjective noun, just a random adjective noun combination, or if you have two nouns or whatever you're feeling, let us know. Last time we did Fort Sherbert, and that was a great story about a cake. So let's do this. Steve, your genre is wrestling.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Max, your genre is slam poetry.
Oh fuck.
Oh my
And you must do a Gollum voice.
No. Dan, your genre is after school special or a very special episode of a sitcom.
Oh god.
So usually the one that has like a hard-hitting moral lesson that isn't funny.
Yeah.
And Alex, yours is a bachelor dating show. So bachelor or bachelorette dating show.
God.
I tried to pick things I know you're all deeply familiar with.
Yeah, sure.
The things you all spend the most time in your own personal lives participating in.
The
Absolutely.
things I've definitely only seen half a season of.
Half a season is enough to know what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But it's just
Um,
in our zeitgeist anyway.
We're gonna go with Macaroni and Bree's suggestion. This story is called Pancake Landscape.
Give me 1 second.
The old pancake landscape.
OBS is being slow.
Slow BS.
Slow BS. This is
Two
slow
monkeys.
BS.
Got him.
I also like.
Dan, is our
Alex,
song
you're
really
a
at
full
46?
robot.
Uh-oh.
Already?
So-
Oh no, Max
Oh,
is
no.
gonna collapse soon too.
Oh no.
Am I in? Am
Fully
I okay?
loaded. Yeah, you're good. Alex.
Okay, good.
It's just Alex. Alex is a robot already.
Well, the Herbie movies really they create a strange canon. You guys familiar with the Herbie movies? It's the movies about the VW Beetle that's alive and sentient.
Like, what if Transformers couldn't transform?
Oh no, Alex.
Alex,
Your voice hurts.
Roll out.
I mean, it sounded cool because you did the Autobots thing, but
You know?
Autobots, roll out.
Run on Sam!
Alex, can you fix your mic at all?
What?
Can you fix your mic at all?
Not unless I leave the Zoom call off. Not a good idea.
That might be worth it.
Mm.
Yikes.
Let me not do good idea.
Wait,
Crap, sorry, it's just Alex's mic for some reason, and it kind of comes and goes.
What was the name? What was the name of it?
Pancake Landscape.
Perfect.
We're gonna
Okay.
be back,
Oh.
everybody. He's gonna come back.
There he goes.
He's ruined everything.
Ah!
Oh,
there he goes again.
oh.
He does sound like a demon. Maybe we should next time that happens, maybe we should play Moral Dilemma. Have Alex do that as his demon voice.
Man, I just need to get a little
Look at this
lower.
handsome
Oh,
fella.
look at him. All
So
the
cheesy.
way
Oh
in the
God.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
My name is
Although,
Alex, and
do
I'm
we
here
need
to
to
say
do the-
I'm
back
not in the
race
right TVs,
today.
guys.
We've all been swapped.
We've all been swapped, dog.
Oh no!
Max.
No, Max, get out of there.
Cool.
All right.
That's what I call channel surfing.
Oh my! Wow! And look at
All right.
that. We're
Let's
all-
play the game. There's a lot of setup for a game.
All
right. Now we're back.
And let's begin.
Let's start off with after school special.
Hey, Brittany. Chloe runs over to Brittany. Hey, are you going up those mountains too?
Wrestling.
Yeah, I'm going to the top of the mountains. What do you expect me to do? Be a little wimp down here? I'm gonna go to the top and I'm gonna get that briefcase.
After school special.
Oh, okay. Can I come with you? I think it would be fun for us to just, talk more as we don't usually.
Bachelor.
Yeah, I would like to talk. I think I like you, but I'm not totally sure. Wait, are you Brittany H or Brittany R again?
Wrestling.
Oh.
Brittany does not conform to normal standards. I'm Brittany.
Slam poetry.
Brittany, name, no last name. What's the fame? Things are back again, but not to be remained. On the mountain, we'll get to the peak, but what does it mean to reach our peak?
School special.
Only when.
Special.
Oh yeah, well it's okay. We're almost at the top of the mountain. But Brittany, I gotta ask you something. Yeah, Chloe, what's up? Do you think I should go to college? My parents are putting so much pressure on me, and it's just hard to tell.
Bachelor.
Yeah, I think that college is really special. Well, it's cool and all, but I think that what really defines you is this dress that you're wearing.
Slam poetry.
Dresses flow just like water. Water flows just like botters. When you bought something that doesn't fit and you have to find something that's intermittently in your heart, maybe on top of this mountain's peak.
Wrestling.
Chloe, I don't care if you don't like me. I'm gonna be the one to make it to the top of this mountain here. And you're gonna be down here with everybody else when I get there.
School special.
Oh, look, we're almost to the top. Oh, wow. You can see everything from up here, can't you, Chloe? Yeah, I can. Except my future. It's so cloudy that I don't know what to do.
Wrestling.
Yeah, Chloe, drugs are wrong. And you should be wrong too, because you're the second one to the top. That means I'm taking home the briefcase and the Mountain Slam Championship.
Bachelor.
Unfortunately, because you didn't make it to the top before me, you have to go home. I'm sorry, I really thought that we had a connection, but your physical capability to climb a mountain just means that we aren't compatible.
Slam poetry.
Friends lost again. Only now, at the end. It's here we find ourselves. Only then can we be replaced by another in our heart for some other purpose that we cannot yet see. Only then do we become who we truly be.
And scene. Snaps for Max.
Thank you.
Max, such poetry in motion.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Load from you.
I felt.
Oof.
This really confirms, because I've had improvised slam poetry night on our Google Doc of things to do now for months. And there's always been such hesitancy for it, but now I feel like we have an open invitation.
I've been down. I've been down.
I was
so
very
excited.
concerned, but there's something about just zero expectation that like you don't really care if it's terrible, and it makes it actually not bad.
Yeah, you just have to string together kind of like a couple of loose ideas and thoughts, and then you just have to find one strong pivot rhyme, and you can shift the entire thing, and you're golden.
It was fun.
I find any excuse to make fun of slam poetry in any comedic media.
I actually very much like slam poetry, and I do it out of appreciation and not mockery. So.
Stupid hobbits, they are fat.
No Gollum slam poetry. I'm putting a hard ban on that one.
I have the ring. It is precious. I needed to move all of my gold into my heart.
That is too niche of a reference. Like, it's too many. In comedy, we call that a hat on a hat, which is just one idea on top of another idea on top of another idea.
That's the best kind.
Yeah, that's what Abe Lincoln did. That's how his hat's so tall.
Abe Lincoln was a master improviser.
Yeah, or
Fake that merch.
Make that merch.
I got it.
All right, you do that. While they were doing that, how's everyone's week going? How are you guys doing? Anything exciting happen in your lives?
So I just rewatched because I'm sure everybody's doing this right now. But Avatar just came back to Netflix, and I rewatched the first season.
I thought you were channeling a little bit of the Boulder in you right there, Steve.
No, I haven't gotten past the first season. I just finished the first season again, and like I'm like looking at this shit, and it's like the writing is too good for a kids show of this era.
Yeah.
So good.
Like,
I have to agree. I just watched an episode that was on the storm, and it's where there's like a storm, and Sokka goes to like be a fisherman, and in the episode, Aang gives his backstory, which has a storm in it, and then also Zuko gives his backstory, and like they both like it's just giving exposition, but it like ramps up the tension in the episode, and it's so good.
I'm sure
Also,
we talked about this.
Kiss.
also, it's got this great line in it where Sokka and this old fisherman guy are on a boat, and Sokka goes, "I'm too young to die," and the old man goes, "I'm not, but I still don't want to."
Yeah, the way that show turned on a dime from being like, "This is so fun," to like, "This is an adventure," to be like, "Oh, now I'm just miserable and sad." Thank you, show. Like, that's masterclass writing.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've talked about this before, but what is everyone's nation or bending type?
Let's see.
I don't know.
I think I'm air.
I think I'm air too.
Mm-hmm.
Air is
Dan, how about you?
I feel like water, but who knows?
I was gonna say I could also definitely see myself being water. I don't really.
I think I'm a non-bender personally. I think I'm Fire Nation non-bender, but I do think I am a chi blocker for sure, which I know we've talked about in the past.
Yeah.
At least style, not like Uman style.
Tom's a muggle? Thank you, Skittleman. Thank you for that.
Wow.
That's good.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, Dom's secretly a bloodbender. Makes sense.
I mean, probably, right? I mean, they're water bending, but yeah,
Yeah.
Zenproxy, you're probably a firebender. I'd see that.
Yeah. Flameo.
What?
But
Flameo Hotman?
it's firebender slang. Flameo Hotman. Hotman.
All right, we're
Hotman.
getting too niche. We need to play some improv.
Yeah,
This
let's
is
play
gonna-
some improv. We're getting too far down the rabbit hole. Our next game is a guessing game. So this time we're gonna say goodbye to Steve.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Steve.
Bye, Steve. Guys, it's time for Steve to get a job. All right. So what we're going to need is 3 things from the chat. The first thing we're going to need is, what is the title of Steve's job? It doesn't have to be a real job. Probably should be a made-up job of some kind.
This game is called Steve's Jobs.
Steve's Jobs. Only when Steve plays it, though.
You just got mad about having bad improv game names.
Yeah.
It's a bad name.
Um,
Aye, aye.
The second thing we're gonna need is a real company that is employing him.
A poison
Yep.
taster.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Poison Taster. Oh, that's a great one.
Yes.
So which company needs Steve as a poison taster? This is a real company, right? So maybe Apple needs him as a poison taster. Maybe J.C. Penney needs him as a poison taster. Who knows? Alrighty. Oh wow, we're getting a lot of suggestions here. Lindsay, we're gonna go with yours of Little Caesars.
Oh
That
my
actually
God.
is poison. Pizza, more like poison. And finally, we're gonna need to know what Steve is going to be paid in. Probably not currency, at least not standard United States currency.
Is Little Caesars spelled like Julius Caesar, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making.
So what are we going to pay Steve in if he gets the job? That is. Let's see. These are some good ones.
Chapstick.
Let's get a. Oh, I like Q-tips. You're gonna get paid in Q-tips.
Q-tips is
all right?
also good, but I really like crazy bread.
No.
Crazy bread?
Yeah, it's a thing they serve at pizza restaurants. It's just like garlicky bread, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Crazy bread.
So to review, Steve is applying to be a poison taster for Little Caesars, and if he gets the job, he will be paid in buttloads of Q-tips. Dan, well, good to start when you're ready.
All right. Hi, thanks for coming in for the interview today. We're really excited you could come on short notice.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, hi.
Yeah, so let's just get started. So just to start it off, we just want to know why you're just interested in the position to begin with.
Well, I'm interested in the position because I have a very specific set of skills, and I feel like that I can use them very well, either against or for you. And I'd rather work for you instead of murder. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, a lot of good skills.
I kind of have a question based off of that. Were your skills, did you acquire them over a long period of time, or was it something more like, you were just born with this ability?
Mm-hmm. So I personally acquired this over a long period of time. I started life out as a young millionaire, and then slowly worked my way up through the social circles before a tragic plane accident killed my parents, and I landed in a magic European empire on the top of a mountain, and they trained me in the art of the sword.
Oh, great! Yeah. So when you were with that, with the nobility there, were you employed for this same position? Like, because I know previously, like a lot of kings and queens would also like sort of have this position available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there was only one. There was one king, and I worked for him until I had to level the entire civilization.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
And when you leveled this civilization, did you do it via subterfuge or some kind of subtle means? I find it hard to believe that you would have some kind of, physical skill set when, that's not really what we're looking for or relying on here.
Yeah, it was mostly through subterfuge. I went around, talked to all the nobles and convinced them that the king had slept with their wife. And that just created a lot of chaos, and I told a couple jokes along the way too, like.
Right. And sorry we have to ask this, just formality, but are you good with your tongue?
Depends what you're asking.
In referring to the position.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I wasn't talking about the separate fees. Yes, I can talk like a golden wit.
Let me just list off a few of our products, and let me know if you are able to work with these things. The Tears of Lees, Iocane powder. Dart Frog. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Do any of those? Have you trained with any of those before?
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of different poisons and concoctions. I've poisoned anyone from like nobility to people who just work a trading post because I felt like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we don't need to know too much about that. We're working more defensively than offensively. You are here, but that's okay. You look to be on the right track.
Yeah,
It's good to know that you're familiar with them. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do two things well, and that's ass and also ass.
Okay. Anyway,
okay.
so just we as a company really strive to just be a strong unit. We want to be very competitive with our pricing, make sure that the whole family is good. We just want to know if how you've sort of experienced working around in like a family-friendly environment.
Well, as I told you, my parents were murdered via plane crash when I was younger.
Yeah,
So
I remember.
I went to therapy, so I'm a lot better now with family stuff. That's how I could assassinate all of those nobles that I told you about.
I see. Yeah. On that note, there's one assassination that we are particularly sensitive about.
Okay.
We sort of we celebrate it, but we're also sure to be cautious about it. Springtime, there are a lot of other holidays going on, but I think. What are your thoughts on the whole situation with handling such an important occasion?
Yeah, so I mean, like I generally celebrate like any other assassin would, and that is by crucifying anyone else I see.
Okay. Well, I mean, crucifixion was originally something that we were known for, but lately we've kind of moved on to more things that are having to do with our heritage and that a family can come and enjoy, I would say.
Yeah. Anything with a buy one get one, it's pretty much what we're going for. You got to throw in a drink, that'll work too. Just
yeah, a double assassin. Just like kill.
Are you okay? You seem very nervous.
I'm sorry. This is my first interview after my previous job.
We didn't put anything into your water. You're welcome to have a drink.
Oh, okay. Maybe you put
Thanks.
something in your water. I'm not sure. But look, we just don't really need. We're just always making sure we have an.
We don't need backstabbers.
Yeah.
Right? Because we have a history with being stabbed in the back, and we have had employees that we trusted. And they let us down in our moment of need, and we they've written plays about it.
Yeah, you think a guy's gonna bring you a pizza, he turns out to be a Brutus, it's just how it sort of goes,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't me. I didn't kill Caesar, if that's what you're asking.
No. With your
We're
position.
okay.
No, but we are glad to hear that you weren't a part of that. That's awesome, because that's a big thing for us. But now we're focused more on satisfying families.
Yeah. And look, we're just gonna come out and talk about the payment. We know it's not ideal. You might be able to hear like better deals and like an earshot, all right, around. But we just want to sort of make sure that you get something that can really just help wax your financial future, okay?
Well, I do love Yankee scented candles.
Maybe we could talk about that, but
yeah, you could eventually work up to Yankee candles. But
sorry to get ahead of myself.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's what this discussion is about. We just think that a good starting payment would be something a little more, removed from the wax, so to speak.
Yeah, like a wick.
No, well,
it's in a similar shape, but
we just want to make sure that you can really just like add a nice, fluffy, like cotton-like foundation around your finances. All right, so that's what we're here to sort of help.
We
with.
want you to be covered at the beginning and at the end. We want you to be covered at both ends, you know?
Okay, yeah. Like that time I rolled somebody in cotton candy and smothered them to death.
Well,
Oh, well, I mean,
I don't know.
wouldn't say, we don't want to give you anything edible, but I think that, you know, we're at a similar point in payment there.
It's okay. It's going in one ear and coming out the other. It's fine. We'll sort it out later. But
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm very nervous, so everything's just kind of going in and out, and it's just you're such a cutie.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, it's sorry. Okay, look.
Oh, we appreciate the compliment.
Look,
that was very
Oh, that wasn't for you.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Well, I think you're hired based on that last second alone. So here's the form. Please just fill out your position in the company and the payment and everything, just so we can get it sent over, get that paperwork started. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and write right there the position and the company and the payment.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm an assassin for Little Caesars, and I get paid in Q-tips, right?
We'll work out the semantics. You know, a good defense is a good offense. That's what I always say. So we'll be fine.
Good job, Steve. Wow, good job. You're pretty close. You were a poison taster, not a poison administrator.
taster.
Yeah, pretty close though.
You were pretty dead set on like, I kill people and I kill them.
Steve was so excited to play an assassin character. That's the only thing that mattered at that point.
Macaroni and Brie, thanks for the bits.
Congrats on the new job, Steve. Very proud of you.
I was worried
Alex,
you wouldn't get Little Caesars, but I'm glad you did.
we need you to make a character for whenever the robot voice comes on.
Yeah.
You need to be like possessed by something.
No, he was just getting poisoned. Steve was showing himself, showing off his abilities.
I was getting robot-y again.
Yeah. The balls to show up to a poison taster interview and be like, yeah, I kill people. It's very impressive.
That resume cannot. How do you have any references for that job? It's crazy.
They were all
Past
dead.
employer? Why did you leave? I don't know. They weren't employing anymore.
The merch is done, and I gotta say, I'm kind of proud of this one.
All right, let's give it a peek.
Wrong button.
Oh
Oh,
my lord!
jeez.
That
What
is
is this?
terrifying.
Fuck is this?
What did you do?
This is horrible. This is the worst thing you've ever done, Alex.
Why would you do
The
this?
chat loves it, but I hate it.
I'm not
Can you
gonna.
make it bigger?
Can I make it bigger?
Don't make it
Do them.
bigger.
Please don't. Unsubbed.
Unsub immediately.
Yeah,
I
have that look into your soul.
Thanks. I hate it.
Oh no, I hate it. More nightmares?
Oh.
Chat, you don't want this.
Chat's just like, scare us, scare us.
Yeah, is that on a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Yeah, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
We
That's
asked
the
if we
Trump
could, but we never asked if we should.
card. Oh, man.
Man has gone too far.
uh,
That's horrifying. Truly horrifying. Why don't we go ahead and jump into our next game so we can all palate cleanse whatever that abomination was. The next game we are going to play is Gossip Line. So I'm going to leave this to Steve and Dan to explain, while the rest of us go away.
All right. Goodbye, as I slowly.
Bye.
All right, guys. So we're going to be playing a game called Gossip Line. The way this is going to work is that Steve is going to be making up a 2-minute story based off of your suggestion. So pick just a basic word that Steve can use to use as his suggestion. Steve will tell me the story. He has 2 minutes to do it. Then I have to tell that same exact story directly to Max in a minute. Then Max has to tell the story directly to Dom in 30 seconds. Dom directly to Alex in 30 seconds. Somewhere
45, then
shorter,
30.
45, 30. And then finally, Alex will tell the story back to Steve in 15 seconds. So basically, it's just whisper down the lane with a time limit and improv. That's pretty much how it goes. So Steve, do you see anything that jumps out to you?
I think I gotta go with Uh-oh and his classic fake orangey drink, Tang.
Tang. All right. Here is a gossip line based off the word Tang.
All right.
Hello?
Hello? Dan, is
Yeah.
this you?
Yeah, this is me. What's up?
Oh, good. I've been calling the wrong number all morning.
Oh.
I have this crazy story to tell you, and I can only tell you because I've been cursed.
Okay. Well, hit me with it. I'm ready.
All right, ready? Let's
Yeah.
go. So, I've been working in the genie business for years now. You know that. And
Yeah.
the worst thing about working in the genie business is that you don't get to choose the color of genie that you are. Like, the genie from Aladdin is blue and Jafar is red. But I ended up with like a fuchsia genie as my genie avatar. And so I also became indebted to servitude for the rest of my life, but that's the genie gig,
Yeah.
And so as a genie, I went around helping people throughout history and time traveling and fighting people, the usual. And I came upon the Assyrian Empire, and I felt that the Assyrian Empire was just missing one major thing. And so the king of the empire found me in the desert sand, and he said, I need something to make my empire great, something to defeat all of my enemies. And so I found out that actually they needed some drinks. So I just sprinkled some Tang on him, gave his soldiers some like off-brand orange Gatorade, and then they were off to war. And they had slowly conquered the known civilized world. And now I'm worried because they've changed the course of history for the worse. They've actually replaced the Roman Empire as the earliest mega civilization other than like China. But right now they're trying to invade ancient China and establish a new world order, or should I say an old world order, because they're just so bent on taking over the entire world because they have the power of Tang on their side. So I told this to another genie, and that genie said, what have you done? He was the ultimate genie, and he told me that I had screwed up royally and that I am now getting my genie powers revoked, and I don't know what to do. I've been cursed.
Yeah, that sounds very bad. I don't really know how to give you any advice on this. Oh, you know who might know? Max. Max might have an answer.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give him a call for you. All right.
Okay,
All
bye-bye.
right. Bye. Max, are you there?
Hello.
Hey, Max. I got a little bit of a problem for you based off of Steve's story. Can I just throw this at you real quick and see what you think?
A problem for me? Yeah, sure. Just go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So, you know how we all know how Steve's just a genie that lives that genie life, and you know how genies can't pick their color, so he sort of has this like lightish bluish color with a name. So he, you know how he travels through time also and space and everything. So he comes across the Assyrian Empire, right? And the Assyrian king comes up to him in the sand, and he's like, how do I make my empire great? And so Steve's solution is he gets a little bit of Tang, and he sprinkles it in a drink. He puts into like an orangish Gatorade like concoction, gives it to the army, the Assyrian army, and then they start conquering the world. But now he's worried that they're messing up the timeline for the worse. Like they're doing better than the Roman Empire, than the Chinese Empire. Like they're going crazy, right? And then he meets a Mega Genie, and the Mega Genie's just like, oh, you messed up, and now he doesn't know what to do.
Wow. So what's your problem?
That's the problem. That is the problem.
Oh, Steve doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a great solution for this, but do you know who would?
Who?
Dom.
Oh, yeah.
Dom would.
Dom is a god among men. Yeah.
I'm gonna run over to Dom and give him a call and see what he has to say about it, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
See you again. Yo, hey, Dom.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, Max?
It's going pretty good. Dan came at me with a real tough question.
Yeah, everything okay?
And I figured that you could help me out.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm always here for you. What do you got?
All right, so here it goes. So you know our good friend Steve, right? You know how he's a genie. He also, also just other things about him. He's light blue. The color is very important. And he also can travel through time. So one time he was hanging out, he was traveling through time, and he comes upon the Assyrian Empire, and he sees the Assyrian king. And then the Assyrian king is like, "Hey, help me out, genie. I need to take over the world." And Steve was like, "Shit. Okay, yeah, I'll help you out." So then he puts Tang, like the orange soda, into all of the soldiers' drinks, and the soldiers drink them, and they take over the world. They do so well. They do even better than they ever had before. They take over basically all continents, and do better than Chinese. And then it's a problem because of the timeline, and the mega genie comes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what part of that was a question, but
just what should Steve do about that?
That's a good point. What should Steve do about that? You know what? I know there's someone who's a little bit wiser than me on these types of things.
Okay.
Let me call my good bud. Let's see what he has to say about this.
Okay, yeah, let me know after.
Yeah, for sure.
See him.
Oh boy. Okay, let's give Alex a dial. Hello, Alex. This is a good time for you.
What's up, bud?
Yeah, so I have a not question. That's very important. So, you know how our friend Steve is actually a light blue, that's important, time-traveling genie? Okay, so he actually went back to the Assyrian Empire and then befriended the king, and the king was like, "I need your help," but he didn't want to just grant him wishes. So what he did is he filled all of his soldiers' drinking water with Tang, like the powdered drink Tang, the orange stuff, and it actually turned them all into Assyrian super soldiers, and they were able to conquer better than anyone in the world, even better than China, which is crazy. And that was all until the super genie showed up, right?
Wow. Well, I've definitely heard of, light blue genies.
Sure.
Super genies, I don't know.
Hey, man, that's telling you the story as it was told to me.
All right, dude. I'll just confirm it with Steve. But, yeah, it sounds crazy, dude.
All right, let me know.
Right.
Hello?
Hey, Steve.
Hi, yeah.
I heard something about you, and I was just calling to make sure that you knew and that it was true.
Oh, you heard something? What did you hear?
Yeah. So, well, I know that you know that, you're a light blue genie. I mean, that's obviously very important. And there was this one time that you went to Assyria, to the empire, and you were, talking to the king or the sultan or whoever he is, and you were he was like, "I need super soldiers." And you were like, "Oh, yeah, totally." So you gave them some Tang, and then they were, super soldiers until a super genie showed up.
Oh, yeah, my boss. So, do you have a solution to my problem?
Oh, it wasn't really put into... Well, yeah. I mean, I guess... Have you tried giving your boss the Tang?
I did, and now I'm in genie court. I'm gonna have to call you back. Our hearing is right now. I'm sorry. Thank you for helping. Bye.
Scene.
Max, you failed to mention the entire genie legislation that was happening on the other side.
Was that a part of it?
That wasn't a part of it.
No, that was what Max failed to mention was that I was cursed by the Mega Genie for making the Assyrian Empire conquer the entire world.
I also didn't say that, so honestly,
he messed with the timeline by making the Assyrians so powerful, and that's why the Mega Genie was upset with Steve.
That makes sense. It's not what I heard, but it makes sense.
I panic so hard. I panic, and I have 10 seconds left. I panic so hard.
You just start cutting things away. Someone is one of the opposite end. You're just like, this part of the story is not important anymore.
Oh, thank you, 128dev.
Thank you for using your Twitch Prime. We appreciate it. We only get one a month, so thank you for spending it here.
We are so close to our sub goal, which means another emote. Rad as hell. If we do, or I should say when we do, optimism. When we eventually hit that goal, what should our emote be, chat? What should we make it? Because
I'm really feeling Chef's Kiss, honestly, the more and more we talk about it.
Honestly, I would love it if you just took that image that you made.
The really bad one?
Yeah,
the Beatnik Smeagol.
Oh,
We should establish back into the show and tell canon the meaning of this. I feel like a
thank
lot
you.
of people remember this.
Oh,
Macaroni and cheese.
Steve, congrats! Thanks for being here, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
It's great they've done it without you, Steve. No, we appreciate it, Macaroni and Brie, really.
First image emote.
Oh,
Gollum dressed as a
What's
slam
good, Ice?
poetry.
Good to see you,
Hey,
too.
guys.
Oh,
We're
nice.
3 away from our sub goal now.
We're 2 away
For
now.
those of you in the Discord that don't know, but you may have seen this emote a lot in the Discord, this was really early on in Show and Tell during one of our banters. We were talking about how the #1 foam finger should be replaced by this. Like this was our foam finger #1. And we
It's
just
because it's the way that Max points to
Yeah,
people.
it originally was
right.
that I point with my pinky finger, and I don't know where I picked it up. I just know that it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, because we were talking and you're like, well, anyways, Dom. And you were like, I hate that. Like, get out of here.
And then we started doing things like we're #1, we're #1.
And now it's our version in our Discord of like, that's a good point. You just give them the old good point.
yeah, good point.
The
yeah.
one I don't remember who it was. I forget if it was me or somebody else. But the one bit I liked was when someone was like, "I'm on the phone." It's just like,
We talked about how if somebody did that to you in real life, you have you can murder them. That's okay. At that point.
My favorite was you're in a library and you're making too much noise and they just go shh.
Oh man.
I realized that
Dr. Evil, but not quite.
I realized that sometimes my sister does it, and I don't think it's a family thing though.
It's
Wow.
not genetic.
Scientists have finally found this genome.
Is this nature or nurture? That's the question that baffles scientists today.
Oh, is it daylight
Wait,
saving?
we're in daylight savings time?
Oh, thank
Are we?
you, Crabstar.
Did
Thank you,
we
Crabstar, for
Get our
being.
show start time wrong?
I don't know. Are we bad at our own
Wait,
show?
did we do an oopsies?
What's EDT?
I didn't know it was.
Is that
Eastern Daylight Time?
is that
that-
a thing?
My
This is
phone
Eastern
automatically
Standard Time.
updates for daylight savings, and it still says that it's the same time as when we
Oh.
started.
Karen's on board, so
Oh.
apparently we're wrong.
Can you prove it?
Oh, like early March. Yeah, we're fine. We
All right,
started.
cool.
Oh, Crabstar
No.
was making a goof, you guys.
Uh,
You really had us there.
Trying to
Crabstar, don't
correct
throw
me.
us. April Fool's is over.
Oh my god.
Karen, that's too existential for this. You watched yourself lose an
Yeah,
hour
that's
of life.
that's
way
very
too deep.
dreadful. Like you're just staring out a window and it's like, and there it goes. Like
I watch myself lose an hour every hour of my life.
This is turning tragic.
Daylight
Wow.
savings, and daylight savings stared back.
I had a friend who he was saying how he was on a trip and now whenever I tell a story I feel like I'm being timed. I'm terrified. Look, that game, it's fun. It doesn't don't do that. It does legitimately make me a little bit anxious. Like I do get a little bit anxious when we play that game. Anyways, I'm gonna try and calm down. My friend was on a trip. It was like a ski trip, and he was up late the night before. So he had to be up early for the plane, and he was up late the night before. And at a certain point, he just decided to just stay up because he was like I want to be able to make sure I wake up on time. And he is doing pretty well. It's like 2:50 or something, and he's feeling good. He watches the clock. And instead of it turning 3 o'clock, it turns to 2 o'clock because it was daylight savings time. And he was like, fuck this. And then he just went to bed.
Did they make the flight?
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I can imagine if you invested for a certain amount of time and then suddenly it was just a bonus hour, you'd be real upset about it. Let's go ahead and jump into a next game. So this next game is a really popular game. It's one that is weird because it's partially like Whose Line Is It Anyway is partially named after this game, but also they never play it on the actual show.
We've
so
never played this game before, ever, right, Tom?
not on this stream we haven't. So this game is called Blind Line, or some people call it Whose Line, depending on where you are in the world. So the way that this game works is Steve and I are going to be doing a scene. Now, randomly throughout the scene, we're going to use lines of dialogue that are curated by the chat, right? So what we're going to need from the chat is go ahead and just start spamming random phrases that you think would be funny if said out loud, right? So things like, "That's not my dinosaur," or something like, "Wow, sure is a lot of toast for a Wednesday." Things that really don't make too much sense. That'd be incredibly weird without understanding the context of them.
You guys should close your chat.
Yeah, we're going to close
I
chat.
have it. Yep.
And the way that this works is we are going to get these things sent to us randomly, as decided by Alex. He's going to be pulling them from your chat suggestions. Go ahead and start as soon as you want.
Oh, they're going.
So they're already coming.
Oh God.
Now, yeah. And then once we're good to go, I guess Steve and I will just kick the scene off.
Yeah. Also, while you're doing that, could I get just real quick a word just to motivate their scene? Just any regular word.
Word. Just any word.
It's really hard to tell if the small bits are just a line or a word. Let's see. It'll be coming. They're too excited about the sentences. It's like, oh, we get to type this much?
Anytime we give them free control, it just goes to chaos.
Yeah. Oh, good. Crabstar, got it. All right. So your scene word is going to be based off of the word kazoo. Kazoo is your word, and take it away.
Good morning to you. How's it going?
Oh, it's fine. You know,
It's fine.
now that you're here.
You don't sound so excited to see me.
Well, it was good, but now you're here, so it's fine.
Well, that's not what my horoscope said this morning. In fact, I took a look at my star chart, and it was pretty clear about one thing. It said, "Not in my house." You see, it was in the 7th house, and I'm actually from the 8th house, so it was a whole kerfuffle. I left the house. It's all good now.
You're so childish believing in horoscopes now. You should believe in real science, like that Carl Sagan man. You know what Carl Sagan once told to me?
Wow, I didn't know you knew him personally, but what did he say?
He told me, "And the giant eagle says caw, caw, caw," because eagles are real, unlike horoscopes, which are based off of fake creatures.
Well, that may be true, but they're based off of real planets, aren't they? I mean, I think of what the ancient poets would say. They would describe the heavenly bodies. And they would take their texts and transcribe them. In fact, every art history book I've ever read always had a cover that sounded something like, "This couch ain't big enough for the both of us." That's right. The ancient Greeks invented couches for which to sit your butt upon when looking at the stars. If that's not innovation, then I don't know what your silly science is.
Oh, that's not innovation. The Spartans were really the ones to innovate because they got off of their couches and actually did something with their lives. That's why I follow by the Spartan creed. I just don't understand why the mayo had to go under the toilet paper. It's such a rich proverb that you should really be putting the mayo on top of the toilet paper, because otherwise it gets on your hand, and then your hands get dirty, and then you have to do more work instead of less.
The Spartans are so crass. They lack the elegance of modern society, if you think about it. I mean, haven't you seen what they found sprawled in hieroglyphics? I mean, that was a real society. In fact, they just transcribed this from the Rosetta Stone. I saw it in the tabloids. It said, "Wings and planks, am I right?" Yeah, that's what it said. Wings and planks, am I right? They knew the wings of the great birds of the Nile, and then the planks of their beautiful, beautiful planked pyramids.
You know what? Let's settle this once and for all. Who's better, horoscopes or science?
Sure.
Let me just text my friend and get a third opinion in here. All right, send. And oh, would you look at that? My friend says, always a critic, never an actor.
Wow. This is what happens when you involve third parties in private conversations. Now, I think that the only thing we can rely on truly is the wisdom of our forefathers. And I remember my grandfather always telling me, and that's why the French don't bathe. You know what I mean there?
Ah, some casual banter between European countries.
Hey, whether we're on Earth or in the heavens, at least we're not French. Am I right?
You are right.
Oh, but now I want to know what all these other wonderful suggestions are.
Oh my.
There were some real great ones. I was surprised I was able to keep up with sending you guys all of those amazing suggestions.
Oh, wow. And that's how she befriended the horse might be one of my favorite ones.
That's so cool, Crabstar.
Don't upset the Muppet.
I didn't know.
I'm really sad that I didn't click on that one for when I texted a friend.
Crabstar has played Blind Line before. Yeah, we absolutely love it. We've played it in person many times.
Didn't know that they did an improv workshop at an anime convention.
So yeah, actually I've seen videos online of a lot of different conventions that do like improv and things like that. I forget which, I think it was a gaming convention where a bunch of like YouTube people who had all had like taken improv classes before were like, let's just put on an improv show, and they kind of impromptu just threw an improv show together, which is pretty cool of them to do.
You mean
We were
anybody
really
can do
trying
it? Fuck.
No, that's not. No.
No.
We were trying really hard, if TwitchCon wasn't canceled, we were trying really hard to see if they would let us put an improv show on at TwitchCon, which
we would have loved to do a live show.
Exactly. Like we got some initial feedback that was like, yeah, let's have this conversation keep going. So it's not unheard of if you guys want to come to an improv
Our
show.
goal is to at some point have some live shows.
Yeah, we'd love to do a live show.
But yeah,
But aren't we live right now?
Proven.
Improv.
The reason why we're doing Twitch Prov is so that we can finally break into the in-person improv scene. We just don't know
Yeah,
how
we
to
didn't
do
all
that.
start there. This is the less preferred today.
Yeah, exactly. So we reinvented this entire thing so that we could hopefully get on the stage. And
Yeah, we changed the entire medium of improv just to do the thing that everyone is already doing.
So we can get into the old school.
Oh, man.
We're really like Columbusing this, where we're like, oh, instead of going this way, what if we go this way?
Yeah, and then we're just gonna sell the show to Viacom and it'll be fine.
Just like Columbus did. Big Viacom employee.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we really want to do a tour, do a national or even international.
A tour?
That would be great.
Oh god.
Pretty cool.
Oh,
I'd
This
love to
is
do it
so
with like we would go
This is
hang
so
out.
far out of the line. Oh god.
yeah, guys, if you, we're planning on probably early 2021, we're gonna be doing a worldwide tour. So get ready for that.
We're calling our shot, Babe Ruth style, right now.
We're doing only a tour in Asian countries just because we wanted to get out internationally. Just because we know where our audience is.
It's really where our biggest fan base is.
Yeah,
We just
yeah,
can't help it. Yeah, 4K sub goal for world tour. I agree.
A couple of our shows will be taped and then put into a Netflix special. So look forward to that.
And then
We're gonna be
will
heavily
do,
edited so that we're funny.
Yeah, and then we'll do a watch party of our Netflix special. Exactly.
Oh
And then we'll come back here. We'll stream us watching our Netflix special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but only to Asian countries again. It's gonna be VPN locked, which
Yeah.
is why if you use our sponsor, NordVPN, you can watch our improv show from anywhere in the world.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you look at the Twitter feed, you see Blackpink, and then you see Show and Tell Live. That's exactly.
Let's
Tell if you're serious or not. The confidence is astounding.
That's improv, baby!
let's
If
not
you
make
can't
it
tell
a-
if we're lying or not, we're doing our job correctly.
let's not make
Right.
it a sub goal. Let's just make it a channel point reward.
Yeah. We're gonna make a 1 billion job.
Redeem 1 billion channel points and we'll go on a national tour.
and it will conclude with us performing in your house.
True.
Oh
Yeah,
my
well,
God.
maybe we'll do that thing that they do that always ends poorly, where they're like, we'll go anywhere in the world to one town, whoever gets the most votes, and then they always get sent to Alaska for some reason. Maybe we'll do that, but we'll intentionally go to Alaska.
Oh man.
What town do you want us to go to? You can only vote for Alaska.
So you can only vote within Alaska.
Man.
No, what's the abandoned town in PA because a garbage fire set fire to a
Sounds
Lancaster?
No.
no,
Philadelphia?
That's just the heroin
This
addiction.
garbage fire.
No, it's there's an Centralia. Thank you.
Centralia.
So
Yeah,
Centralia is an underground. Well, it's a mining town that has been on fire continuously for about 60 years at this point. It was like a coal mine that one day something caught. I think a lantern broke, and they
Garbage. They were burning garbage.
Oh, yeah, even worse. They were burning garbage, and it's been on fire now for 60 years. There are, I think, of record 3 people who live in the town still. There are people who just refuse to leave the burning town. Yeah, they shut.
That sounds like the basis of Silent Hill. That's the thing. If you go there, it looks like Silent Hill because there's just smoke coming up out of the ground, and it's like really like eerie and spooky. But
And
it's,
it shifts too, so the
Hey,
whole
Burrito
underground
Boy
is unstable.
25. Thanks for the follow.
Oh, thank you, Burrito Boy.
Burrito Boy. All right,
Real
guys.
quick.
Do we
Go
want to talk about the news, or do we want to talk about the news?
Let's talk about the news.
News.
It's time to get rid of Alex. Bye-bye.
Get out of there.
So this next game we're gonna play is called Press Conference. That means we're going back to our favorite show and tell live news studio. What we're gonna need from the chat is an accomplishment or something really impressive that is Alex did that either is really good or really terrible. Things we've done in the past is Alex pushed Jupiter out of the solar system. Alex is the one specifically who killed all the dinosaurs. It can be good things too, you know. Well, I don't know what your opinions on dinosaurs and Jupiter are, but let's try and figure out something that Alex did that is newsworthy. And then it'll be up to us to interview him until he guesses what the correct thing
Alex,
is.
get out of the chat. Get out of the chat, Alex.
Get out of that chat.
Let's see. Wow, these are some in-depth news things.
Yeah.
I would be impressed for any of
All
these
the
things to be real.
twinkies.
Oh.
He flex taped an earthquake down.
Confirmed the first self-brain surgery.
I doubt it's the first one, but it probably is impressive either way. Why don't we go with Karen's suggestion of he dyed the Great Lakes pink. I think that's a positive one. I'm sure he'll come up with a great reason why he did it, but that's up to him to figure out. Dan, let us know when we're in the newsroom.
Give me 1 second. It's not a bad idea, in all honesty.
Yeah, they could do it for like an awareness thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, that already exists, so.
Yep. All right. Going live in 3, 2, 1.
And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a controversial figure here today. Some see them as an activist, others see them as a trespasser. What do you have to say for yourself, guest? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Alex. You can learn my last name when I die. And in terms of what I did, I think that it's important for society to move in this direction, whether they realize it or not.
Alex, arguably, we've learned your name because you've died.
Yeah, well, I see it as a way to sort of transition into a new realm, a new being, and I think that it's important for others to follow in my footsteps.
Well, I've just got a question here. Hi, BuzzFeed News here. I just wanted to know, was this because you have some kind of superior complex or something like that?
No, I don't think that it's anything about being superior. I think it's about sort of a natural progression, an evolution, if you will. And, some call me an alien or, some kind of otherworldly being, but I see it as just another form of human.
I think that many people will go back and look upon this moment with rose-colored glasses, but I feel as though we should look at it with the harsh reality. You did a destructive act.
Yes, well, sometimes you need to burn bridges to build new, better bridges. And I think that I burned a very important bridge.
Hi, just a young boy that tells things secondhand to his mother. Look, I just want to ask, was this as part of any, like, awareness campaign, or did you just do it sort of out of, malicious intent?
Yeah, I think that I wanted to make people aware, but I wanted to make them aware of my malicious intent. I think that it's important for people to realize that I can die and so can you, and so you better watch your back.
Mhm. And
Well,
did it leave massive stains all over the place when you did this?
Well, I use. I'm actually sponsored by OxyClean, so it was able to be washed out.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that must have been an ecological disaster.
it was an incredibly eerie thing that you did for an
Mhm.
eerie message. It sounds like you truly wanted people to just be more aware of death.
Yes, well, I think it's important for us all to accept death, to sort of hear it calling in their ears, and sort of embrace that sweet whisper that we all know, but some refuse to acknowledge.
Well, we've also just heard a lot from the locals. You know, you see them out and about just drinking their soda pop, and they're worried about the water supply at this point.
Well, yes, the water supply is going to be an issue, but I think that if everyone sort of explodes like I did, then they wouldn't have to worry about the water as much.
So I have a question. Was this or was this not part of a viral marketing campaign for the hit pop singer Light Red?
No, I am not associated with Light Red. I have been in talks with Pink a little bit.
Oh, wow.
More than talks.
Oh,
More than
So
talks.
it was a viral marketing campaign.
I see.
No, that was after the fact. Pink had their agent call me afterward because they didn't want an opportunity to go to waste.
Wow, that makes perfect sense to me. How has this affected U.S.-Canada relations? Are they blaming you being a native?
No, they're not blaming me yet, although I wouldn't be surprised if they do in the future. It was, obviously I had to get across borders to be able to sort of spread my message internationally.
I see. And why did you choose boat then in that case?
Well, it's one thing to sort of go on foot or via a car, but it's another thing to sort of, be in the middle of a lake and make a statement.
So the thing is that 50 years ago, this was actually done once by a man named Mitch, and when this was done again, people thought that it could have been him, but you revealed yourself to show that it was you. How did you make sure that people didn't think that it was just Mitch again?
Well, if for those of you who have read up on that incident, you will know that Mitch actually used a strange combination of red and white, where I just purely used pink as a base to begin with.
I see.
Right.
Do you think the thing that you've done is okay? Would you say it's good even?
I would say that if you like the color pink, then it is a good thing. And if you don't, then maybe you'll just have to get used to a little bit of a rosier world around you.
I see.
Well, I'm just tired of everybody talking about this, comparing it to other things, saying like, oh, it could just be a tie. And no, this situation is not a tie. We're not going down that nostalgia trip. All right. Look, I just want straight answers as to this guy hasn't even admitted what he's done yet. He's just acting all smug over there, like he owns his own like ink as an incorporation.
Yes, well, I think that it's important that I create pink ties for everyone to wear and that there shouldn't be any other color of ties.
Well, that's all right and good, but
Sure.
We're more worried about the ecological disaster.
Of course.
Earlier, you said this may have killed you on the inside. Are you sure that you're still human?
Yeah, do you feel morally superior?
Well,
You know that it wasn't Mitch again.
I think that
I've got a very eerie feeling we might have the wrong man.
I think that, while it's great and all that and
the Loch Ness monster finally peeks his head.
the Loch Ness monster is in Europe.
You're our version of the Loch Ness monster,
I
sir.
died Champ, or Champy as he's known, in Lake Champlain, because you know what? I think that the lakes were pretty great, but they could have been greater. And I made them greater.
How did you do that?
By dyeing them all pink.
There you go. You certainly did. You bastard. I would have been on your side if you had had a reason, but you're just a corporate shill working for the Oxycontin. Or the
Oxycontin.
OxyClean. That's a different thing.
I work.
Might be.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
I had no idea what you guys.
That run of just naming the lakes at the end, though, was chef's kiss.
Yeah, that was really good.
Mitch again.
I was mad because Max actually stole that under my feet.
You started with Huron, which I'm only vaguely aware of.
I don't think I've ever seen someone realize what it is in such a concise moment of time. Like that moment where you just go, oh.
Yeah. Oh. What I really want to design, and this is way beyond my talent and definitely not something I can do for a merch shirt, but like, I want to design like a Woodstock style band poster, but it just has like the names of the lakes on it. It's like Great Lakes Benefits Concert, and then like the title act is light red.
And then all of the lakes are spelled like Mitch again.
Yeah, that's like the lineup underneath it. It's like Mitch again, eerie feeling. Yeah, that game goes out to Karen's boyfriend. Thank you, Karen, and your
Karen's boyfriend.
Thank you, Karen's boyfriend.
Make a Twitch account and follow us. Thank you.
Oh man.
You should do yourself.
Ice is just Karen's boyfriend wanting to get credit. Like, oh,
so smart, Karen.
Wow.
Why don't we go ahead and jump into our next game just to keep things rolling along here? We're gonna play 10,000 blanks. Ooh. So what we're gonna need from the chat is a bunch of nouns. You've got nouns, and we want them. Keep them coming, and don't stop till you get enough. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Till you get enough.
We'll do the rest. Noun in, joke out. That's the
Here we
format
are,
here.
hanging out by the nightclub bar.
Bumping it here. 10,000 books.
10,000 books walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve books here." And the books go, "Even if we pay the cover?"
10,000 books walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve books here." And the books go, "Well, at least we have a spine," and leave.
10,000 books walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve books here." And they say, "Hey, learn not to judge."
10,000 books walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve books here." And the books go, "Oh, all we want is a good paged wine."
10,000 books walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve books here." And the books go, "But we'll buy your top shelf."
Cool. 10,000 banks.
Banks?
Banks.
10,000 banks walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve banks here." And the banks go, "Hey, you can trust us."
10,000 banks walk into the bar. The bartender says, "What is this, an art installation?"
10,000 banks walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve banks here." And the banks go, "But we're interested."
10,000 banks walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve banks here." And they go, "Well, actually, we're more of a union."
10,000 banks walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve banks here." And the banks go, "Come on, we're tired all day from keeping the river where it is."
Banks walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve banks here." And the banks go, "Fine, there are plenty of other bars in this city."
10,000 donuts. 10,000 donuts.
10,000 donuts walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve donuts here." And the donuts go, "We were going to buy your whole selection, but fine."
10,000 donuts walk into the bar. The bartender says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, we don't serve donuts here." And the donuts go, "But we're just glazed, man."
10,000 donuts walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve donuts here." And the donuts say, "What are you calling us, munchkins?"
10,000 donuts walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve donuts here." And they go, "No, we have a reservation for a baker's dozen."
10,000 donuts walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve donuts here." And the donuts turn to each other and go, "Look at this fry."
10,000 stamps. 10,000 stamps.
10,000
10,000
stamps walk into the
Stamps.
bar. And the bartender says, "We don't serve stamps here." And the stamps go, "Oh yeah? Well, then you're not going to get a lick of money out of us."
That's one max.
10,000 Legos.
10,000 Legos walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve Legos here." And the Legos say, "Step on this."
10,000 Legos walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve Legos here." And the Legos go, "All right, boys, let's hit the bricks."
10,000 Legos walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve Legos here." And the Legos say, "Go fuck yourself."
10,000 Legos walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve Legos here." We go, "Hey, we're just looking for a hand."
Whoa.
Let's do.
Oh.
Go ahead.
10,000 Legos walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve Legos here." And the Legos go, "Okay," and leave. And then the bartender goes, "Well, that was a snap."
10,000 Legos walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve Legos here." And the Legos go, "Fine, then can I have my Egos back?"
It's not
Thank you
even-
for being here, Dan. It's not even a pun. Let's do 10,000 dragons.
Oh, sorry.
10,000 dragons walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve dragons here." So the bartender gets the bouncer, and then he's dragging them all out.
10,000 dragons walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve dragons here." And the dragons go, "But we heard this place was lit."
10,000 dragons walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve dragons here." And the dragons say, "We're going to get you fired."
10,000 dragons walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve dragons here." And the dragons go, "Oh, no, I'm here with my husband. He's the ass over there."
What is happening with you?
That was a Shrek reference.
Great, thank you for that.
Thanks for showing up, Dan.
Thanks, glad you could be here. We'll do 10,000 pennies to bring it home. 10,000 pennies.
10,000 pennies walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve pennies here." And the pennies go, "That's all right. This place has a weird scent anyway."
10,000 pennies walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve pennies here." Penny goes, "Fine, you'll be linking my ass soon enough."
10,000 pennies walk into a bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve pennies here." And they go, "Does your valet park the Lincolns?"
10,000 pennies
pennies.
walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve pennies here." And the pennies go, "Oh yeah, you gonna call the coppers?"
10,000 pennies walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve pennies here." And they go, "Hey, we're just here for a thought."
10,000 pennies walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve pennies here." And the pennies go, "Fine." They take out a Coinstar machine, all go in, and it's like, "Do you take $100 bills?"
10,000 pennies walk into the bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve pennies here." And they go, "Well, you really should. That's just our 2 cents." Cool, we'll call it there. Dan, you just
Alex-
abstract further and further away from reality every time you open your mouth.
Alex,
I stole so many of your puns.
you every time I was about to open my mouth, I would challenge you for the pun, and it would be the same one. The same one.
Great minds think alike.
I stand behind my my Egos reference.
I don't stand behind that one bit.
Damn it. Damn it.
Or your
I
nice deep cut
100%
Shrek reference. I don't know if I'm more upset that you made it or that Alex figured it out.
I figured it out immediately. Did you not see my like agony in my face?
Oh my god.
Oh, thanks for the bits, macaroni and brie.
Thank you.
Let's hit that soundboard. Thanks for the bits.
Soundboard. I legitimately forgot how to play that game. I was just like, word. I don't know.
Thought explained it so clearly. Word in, joke out. That's the whole game.
I know my brain was not doing it.
It is crazy when you're in an improv scene or playing an improv game in particular, and your brain just goes quiet. It's the scariest thing in the world, really. You're just like, wow, it's real empty up here. And then you're like, oh, I should focus. And then you're focusing on you focusing, and you're not focusing.
The worst part is improv amnesia. Like you come out of like an hour set and you're just like, so when are we starting? And they're like, you did it. And you're like, when did that happen?
Yeah, they would just be like, you're a great robot in that scene. And you're like, I was a robot in that scene?
That is me for every improv that I do. I black out while I'm doing improv, and then the show's over, and I'm like, I know I had fun, but I don't remember a single thing I did that got me to that.
That means
Alex,
you're focusing.
I thought you were talking, when you said that's me, I thought you were talking about being a robot in a scene.
That too. Yeah, you got me there.
Got him.
Got you. Are you just gonna take that? You're just gonna let that happen?
Oh, there's a little pre-stream inside joke for you.
Apparently, that's youngster Jazz's favorite thing to do is call people out for getting attacked.
Yeah, just gaslight people.
No, like Macaroni and Brie, we do watch the VOD, and I will like text them sometimes and be like, I don't remember this scene, but it was really good.
Or there'll be a time where like one of us is watching the VOD and I haven't watched the VOD yet, and so they'll be like, what exactly did you mean by this? And I was like, I said what? What?
It's like I cannot tell you. I have no idea.
That's true.
Oh, youngster Jazz, we were saying gaslighting people, having something that sounds vaguely like an insult, and then making it into an insult and going, "You gonna take that, bro?"
Youngster Jazz feels incredibly called out by that explanation, and I would too, honestly.
I think he's just playing dumb. He's like, huh? I don't know what that is.
What?
I never do that.
No.
Youngster Jazz, he's saying you like to gaslight people.
Yeah.
You're gonna take
You're
that?
just gonna take
that?
Dude,
You gonna let him do that to you?
it's slander, bro.
Oh,
True,
man.
you could sue him. Speaking of suing people and courts, should we play another game?
Oh, let's do it.
Let's
Alrighty then.
lawyered up.
Let's get lawyered up.
Maybe that is what I mean.
We're getting interrogated. It's time to get lawyered up. One day we really should play this game right back to back between interrogation and then go right into the courtroom for it. We'll do our own Law and Order special. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we
doing
somehow
stuff,
set
yeah.
up a bunch of short form scenes next to each other to make one long form scene.
All
That'll show those improv elitists.
We could probably do that to some kind of plot to like an NCIS or like, you know, CSI Miami. Kind of thing.
There's a team in Baltimore that does improvised Law and Order, where they do like the whole like arresting someone all the way to court casing.
We should do improvised CSI though, so we can improvise the murder.
This is true.
So
Guys,
what's the game?
let's do
We're
it.
playing a game called
See you in
Judge, Judy, Executioner. Alex's favorite name for an improv game.
That
It is
not-
until you come up with a better one. Judge, Judy, Executioner. So the way this game works is you all, thank you so kindly, have submitted images to our Discord, which Dan has gone ahead and compiled as evidence from the evidence locker. We do not know what the evidence is. We do not know what our crime that we're about to commit is, but yet Max is going to have to prove his case in court, and Steve will have his day. In order to do this, we're going to need the chat's help. First thing we're going to need is a crime. Let's pick a crime that isn't obviously a real crime, but doesn't have to be too whimsical. Something that's within the ground of reality. You guys had the perfect suggestion last time we played this game, which was Steve's character, a Russian or Lithuanian individual, went on DisneyChannel.com without their parents' permission. But you, the chat, found them not guilty because they had legal guardianship from their puppet caretaker. So we'll go ahead and get a crime.
What's that acid trip you just described?
That was our show!
As the fun keeper of the group, I need to acknowledge this because it's very good. Crabstar said, do improv NCIS so you can zoom and enhance.
Oh, good job, Crabstar.
All right, that's our show, everyone.
Thank you so much for being I like that you carved your face into Mount Rushmore. That's a serious crime, man.
Yeah.
And without that, we'll jump into court.
All right, 3, 2, 1, begin.
Order in the court. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate the process that is being set forth here by we, the American people. In the case of South Dakota, the defendant, who will state their own name because it's not my job to do so. The point is, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, a serious crime has been committed. Without a doubt, someone has carved the face of the defendant into Mount Rushmore. This is irrefutable. Now, the question we have before us is this a self-portrait? Or did someone else, who's perhaps not in the room today, carve it on their behalf? If they did this, then it is in fact a crime. They've literally defaced by facing a national monument. But that is not my job to decide this. It is your job to decide it. And in order to prove that, we go to the prosecution. Your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is quite an interesting one, and I will not let it go unpunished. Defendant, you are here of your own volition, is that correct?
Yeah, they told me that I had to be here or else I get arrested.
Could you please state your name?
My name is Carl Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. I'd like to first move to our first image, our first piece of evidence.
Yeah.
This is, you know what, Carl Lee. This should be quite important to you. We found it at the scene of the crime. And we found another one of varying varying colors in your apartment. Would you like to tell us why this piece of evidence was found in your apartment?
Yeah, I like Cool Ranch Doritos, but I don't like the price tag on them, so I make my own.
Mhm.
It's just kind of weird to me that my buddies don't like it. They're the blue Doritos. Come on, like it's a good kind of Dorito.
Right.
I'm sorry. What did this have to do with my face?
Are you aware that eating paint, specifically blue paint, can cause someone to not remember what they have done and do some various and wacky things? We found
Is that
this.
Why I keep having missing memories?
Likely because you're eating large amounts of paint. We found this blue paint in the same shade on Mount Rushmore.
I've got it. It's because the paint leads you to adventure. That's why it says lead on the front of it.
Sure. Let's just get that written down by the note taker. Let's just move on to our second piece of evidence, shall we? Now, this one, it is very, very interesting. We similarly found this tub of I can't believe it's not butter in your fridge. Would you like to tell us what it was doing there?
I couldn't believe it wasn't butter. It looks like butter, and I had to see for myself, so I bought a pack. And you know what goes better with Cool Ranch Doritos than some butter? I like to dip them in the butter, and I just had to try it for myself. But you know that doesn't mean I did anything just because I like me some butter.
Whoa, Well, the problem here is that the face that was carved into Mount Rushmore had a mouth bubble, and it stated the fact that you could not believe that it's not butter. Now, I find it very interesting that this somewhat niche brand of butter representative is, and that's exactly what I like to call it, butter representative, is in your fridge, and you're a lifelong user of such a product ever since. When did you first start using I can't believe it's not butter?
Well, I gotta say this is probably my first pack right now, but it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I love it now. My buddy told me about it, and my buddy's still at my place. He hasn't woken up for a few days. He's in my guest room with all the other buddies who don't wake up.
Interesting. I do have to ask. Did this buddy, as you suggest, did he showed you the butter? Is that correct?
He showed me the butter because I showed him how to make your own Cool Ranch Doritos, and he felt like he had to pay me back. You know how it is, monkey see,
Right.
monkey do. That's the common phrase we used to say. When you scratch your back, I scratch mine.
We get it. We get it. We get it.
Yeah.
What were the two of you doing before you went home?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I spend a lot of time at my house. My neighbor says I'm nose blind because it smells. I don't think it smells, but it's just I was probably out getting the I can't believe it's not butter because my buddy told me about it, and he said it goes great with Cool Ranch Doritos, which I don't know if you know, but you can make your own Cool Ranch Doritos.
Prosecution, I'm going to need you to provide relevancy for this line of questioning immediately.
Right. I'm sorry. It appears that this defendant recently had a realization, and he found it difficult to believe that this butter representative is in fact not actually from a dairy cow. And this revelation was so incredible that he needed to be able to share it with the world in the outlet that he saw possible, which is Mount Rushmore. Let's move on to our final piece of evidence, and this should make it clear to the entire jury that this is in fact the man who carved this face. Now, this is a picture of you. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's my famous costume, Captain Sharkman.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that is a costume. I thought that was your actual visage.
Oh, well, I mean, I put there's a little plastic mask. I know it looks like my real face, but I put the plastic mask on because it makes me feel like a superhero from those kids movies that I used to watch. And you can see if you look closely in the background, there's a fire that I started. That actually started as a condominium building, but that's just what's left of it now.
That's not relevant to this line of questioning.
Okay.
The the movies. How did you put it? The child movies that I used to watch.
Yep.
In these, it had heroes doing great activities. Is that correct?
Yeah, like Sharkman and Fire Person, and that other movie that I loved when I was a kid. What was it called? Oh, it was called I Put My Face on Mount Rushmore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And such a film had a fantastical hero who was overcoming obstacles and doing a crime. Is that how you would say it?
No, I would say it was a heartwarming story about a coming of age of a girl who realizes that she's more than what society says about her, and she expresses that by putting her face on Mount Rushmore and writing, "I can't believe it's not butter."
Right. And Mr. Lee, you truly believed that this movie it could be transformative for you if you relived its activities?
Well, I mean, it's possible. I mean, I kind of believe that it was butter the whole time and they're just lying to us. But I could have I could have believed it wasn't butter.
Right. Now, Mr. Lee, do you think that it's possible? Let me say this. How are you sure that you did not carve your face with the shark mask on, with the voice bubble that says, I can't believe it's not butter? How are you sure? How could you prove that you weren't there at the scene of the crime or at the time that it occurred?
Well, prosecution, I'd like to inform you that the burden of proof technically lies on you. But you've made quite a case here, and that means it's up to our jury now to decide whether or not the case you've made is adequate enough to convict. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have a responsibility to vote either guilty or not guilty. Now, whatever the prime vote is, shall be the verdict that I send forth. I would like to remind you that this is the defacement, through effacement, of a national park, which means that it is a federal crime at this level. If you think the prosecution has adequately proven that Mr. Lee over here did, in fact, is the sole perpetrator of this hideous crime, hideous according to Mr. Lee's face, of course, then vote guilty. If you believe that the prosecution has failed to prove that this is the likely culprit, then vote not guilty. And that is the way that this system goes. Yes.
Mr. Wigman,
Yes.
Is it true that you have to be a president to get your face on there?
Apparently, it's not true, as somebody carved your visage into the side of Mount Rushmore. But
okay,
now it is time to hear from the jury about your fate. Juror number 1, have you reached a verdict?
The jury is they're discussing right now. I just need another minute for the jury to come. The jury is pretty torn, so the jury just needs to come to a conclusion real quick here.
I don't
We will
understand.
not have a mistrial in this court.
I don't
We
understand.
must reach a verdict, jury.
Just give the jury a quick sec.
I don't
Wait.
understand why
So-
we would need more time. It's clear that this defendant did it.
if I became president, then this wouldn't be a crime, would it?
Yes, according to a past president, when a president does it, it's not illegal.
Yes.
Okay.
The jury
So I
keeps
just-
coming real close to a conclusion, but then they end up not coming to a
Jury, we're going to need a little bit of something. It's really binary. It's 50-50 here. Mr. Lee either did it or he didn't do it. And you believe this based off of the prosecution.
Jury, do you want to vote for me as president?
You know what? I'm just gonna, whoever the next juror that makes a decision is, we're just gonna say that's the decision of the whole jury.
That's how justice works.
That seems justified.
Vote for Carl. Vote for Carl.
Oh no.
Vote for Carl. I
This is
will
really
be
a
the
hung
next,
jury.
I will be the next
Quite-
president.
You cannot be president if convicted of a felony, so...
Well, if I win presidency before I get convicted.
Well, that is certainly a possibility, but it'd be a hell of a write-in.
Vote 3
I'm
for
just
president. Vote 4 for not president.
No, those
That's
aren't.
not a real vote. Don't vote that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just going to go for what a few of the louder representatives of the jury are saying, and we, the jury, unanimously find.
Unanimously, huh?
We're unanimous. We unanimously find. Oh my God! Wait, no, an actual juror just. Okay, we're just gonna pick that. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
Not guilty it is. Well, congratulations, Mr. Carl Lee. Unfortunately, the cost to remove the damage would be more than it's worth, so your face will remain up there until some other vandal proves that. And hopefully, since you are innocent of this crime, whoever did commit the crime will stop committing these types of crimes.
Okay, I'm gonna go ask my buddies that are still lying silent in my apartment to see if one of them did it.
That's probably a very good idea. And scene. You made new merch.
Yeah, I got rid of Beatnik Golem as much as I was keep him there.
Oh yeah, what did you get for us?
Too much. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Get representative butter. How do I contact my local butter representative about this verdict?
But they're
right.
not butter. How are they my butter representative when they're not
Well,
butter?
that's the joke, Dan.
It's
You
a
can't
political-
believe politicians.
Political.
Oh, I get it. It's
Politicians
political
don't actually
humor.
represent the people, Dan.
Political humor. What?
You better believe.
Make a political statement like that.
Damn.
Beat your column.
Beating a golf. Oh, what a time
Oh,
to
man.
be alive.
He did get one vote for president though, so I think
So
Thanks,
that
Steve
obviously wins because nobody said that I wasn't getting voted for president.
yeah, so
No, your butter representative. It's like a electoral system. So your butter. It doesn't really matter what you vote. Your butter representatives still also have to vote you for president.
Yeah, you represent the people in this case.
you
that's
better
just
represent the people.
South Dakota, apparently.
You gotta let us know when your merch shirt arrives, because I'm so excited someone got one of those.
It's pretty
I
rad.
love the concept of someone walking around on the street wearing a shirt that just has the picture of another shirt.
What we should do is we should get it patterned and then make it into like Hawaiian shirts that just have like little merch shirts floating around. Wouldn't that be exciting?
That would be
You can
exciting.
do that pretty easily.
Uh-oh. No one said dogs can't be president. That's true. Constitution just says they have to be 35, so
We haven't made an Airbud reference in a while.
that was our original Twitter picture for anyone who's curious. It's just a picture of Airbud.
What Show and Tell was all about.
It is what Show and Tell is all about.
Airbud and Scooby-Doo.
Going back to our roots.
Airbud and specifically the Hex Girls.
Yeah.
That's the crossover we deserve, Hollywood. Where's our Airbud
Yeah,
Hex Girls crossover?
nobody says the dogs can't be a drummer.
Well, there already is a drummer.
can't be secondary guitar.
There we go. That's the movie we deserve.
Tambourine.
The problem is that Airbud has had Air Buddies now, and he's just a busy dad. It would be really hard for
Yeah.
him to get on the road for that long with the Hex Girls.
Airbud really achieved the American dream. I'm just realizing.
He did. His
on.
kids went to space.
Is Airbud like an allegory for like being like the American dream?
Well, I hope not, because Airbud is like the blonde-eyed, blue eyes of dogs.
I'm saying, I kind of think it's, I don't know. Maybe
Okay, hold on. You guys were talking about like no one said that a dog can't play secondary guitar or whatever. Isn't it at the end of the Hex Girls episode or whatever? Doesn't the Mystery Gang like join them and play along or something?
I think so, but but if you listen real close, they don't sound very good, and they get fired once the movie's over.
Yeah.
There's also
yeah.
an episode of Mystery Inc. where Daphne joins the band, although she's apparently a really good singer. And then they're like, "Oh, you should just be in the band," and then she's like, "No, I can't."
Nah.
Nah. But you know who is a good singer?
All of
All
us.
of us.
Good segue, Dad. Good segue. We're gonna go into
segue.
our last game for tonight, and normally this would be a hoedown, but we thought we would mix it up and try and do something very bold, which is we're gonna do an Irish drinking song, which is gonna be tricky. So hang with us. We practiced it a lot before stream, but we've come to find that doesn't really mean anything. So what we're gonna need from the chat is we're going to need just a noun, whatever noun you're thinking of. Macaroni and Priest, you better watch yourself. Do we up the thing again or no?
We did.
Okay, thank goodness. So what we're gonna need is a noun, so we can go into our Irish drinking song. You know what? I like hot dogs. Let's do hot dogs. This is the Irish drinking song about the hot dog. Dan, are you ready to unveil
We're
your
ready.
new background?
Go for it, Alex.
Oh boy. All right. Oh, hi-de di 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 di. Oh, hi-de di 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 di. I was in my kitchen.
I was very hungry.
It was really late.
And my stomach went mumbry.
So I went in the fridge.
I found something there.
was a sandwich.
With a piece of hair. Oh, hi-de-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di. I wonder who dropped this.
I was
Where-
very mad. Oh, and then I found.
A small piece of crumb.
Then I went to the chef.
I told him, look at this.
He threw me out.
And then he took a piss. Oh, hi-de-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di. The chef was really angry.
He yelled at me and screamed.
He said, what do you think I am?
He took a picture of me and turned me into a meme.
It went viral.
On the front page of Facebook.
But now I'm pretty famous.
Because I look like a crook. Oh, hi-de-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di. Everyone thinks I'm a criminal.
Everyone thinks I crime.
I break into everything.
But I do no time.
I have found.
Not much in life.
So I'm back on the lam.
Such is my strife. Oh, hi-de-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di. Oh, hi-de-di-di-di-di-di-di-di.
We'll workshop it. Yay. Those suits though look real good.
Those suits.
Looking pretty prime. Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate everyone being here and for hanging out for as long as you did. It's great to see everyone every week. Thank you so much. We're still figuring out a date, so we're not going to promise anything right now, but we are working on figuring out how Twitch Sings work, so we can have a karaoke night for all of you, which we're super excited about, so glad that's happening. So get excited for karaoke night. Otherwise, I finished Ape Escape, so that's not happening anymore. Dan's gonna do one more week of Bait and Switch, and then after that, we're gonna try and figure out a whole new group of calendar stuff that we can do for content-wise. But yeah, tune in Tuesday. I don't know what we're doing yet. We're gonna figure that out probably after this. But it'll be something. Keep submitting your Jeopardy stuff. I know Melissa's getting them together. I haven't gone in that chat, but it looks like there's a lot of stuff in there already. So if you want your categories, make sure you get them in there. Yeah, we're gonna use Twitch Sing Craftstar.
The sub goal.
We did not. We're pretty close. Pretty close.
Just tell your friends about us.
Just tell your friends. We're really, yeah, like I said, if you know anyone who wants to collab or you guys want to collab, let us know. Otherwise, bring some friends back if you have a good time. Looks like we're gonna go for a raid. Who are we going to raid?
Ghostbusters.
Why don't we go ahead and hop on over to our friend Major Grunge, who's doing some Red Dead Redemption 2.
All right.
Let's go get philosophized with the Major.
Oh yeah.
That's a good question, Crabstar. How does this show end?
That's true. Well, the show ends the same way it ends every single time. Max, how does the show end every single time?
Every single time we raid someone.
Sorry. So yeah. It
But
ends
that's
by
meant to
booing
say.
Max.
Yeah, that's by booing Max. That's the way the show ends every time. Everyone join us. Boo!
Everyone booing Max. Everybody boo! Max, you suck.
Max.
This is bullying. Boo!
Bully Max.
Boo! Red cards for everyone. Boo!
Don't accidentally boo in Major Grunge's chat. Boo!
Yeah, don't boo Major Grunge.
Boo!
Good show.